We have a guest joining us right now who, well, quite frankly, was the one that called attention to everything that we see going on now in all of the YouTube sphere right now. There's a lot of attention being paid to this new Gamergate issue, and that all started with a company called Sweet Baby Inc. that decided to, as many of them have been, getting involved in games and pushing certain social and political things into gaming, getting paid to do it, and as we've talked about before, issuing threats if you don't like what they do. And there was one guy out there who started a Steam curator group and just simply called it Sweet Baby Inc. Detected. Pretty harmless, right? We're just going to look up all the games that Sweet Baby Inc. is actually working on or in some way has contributed to, and just let folks know, hey, these are the games that these guys have had their hands in. And that man is Kabrutus. Welcome aboard, sir. It's good to have you.
Hello, guys. Good night, everyone. Happy Easter Day to everyone. Yeah, looks like I'm this guy. Hello.
Kabrutus, you started this, and you had, when all of this began, you had, I think, a few hundred people following your Steam group. And what is it up to now?
Well, I remember when I created the creator page, I didn't even know how to create it. I had to Google it and I started it, and I asked a friend to join it with me so I won't be alone. Right now, we have, let me just check. Yeah, we just crossed the 350K mark. That's
Wow.
a new milestone. Yes. Thanks.
And
Thanks, gaming community.
I'm so happy you creating this group has caused so many people to go fragile when all it is a list and people have lost their mind. I commend you, sir.
Yeah, you know, they were already fragile. I just exposing them. That's how I do it.
yeah, here you are now, just like you said, just crossing 350,000 followers now. I would say that this may have backfired for the people that came after you, it seems.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think we should change the Barbara Streisand effect to the Kabrutus effect.
It may well be. It may well be. And I want to ask you, how did this start for you? Like, where did you get the inspiration? What came across your plate to say, I gotta make this group? How did you run across Sweet Baby?
Well, I've been a gamer since I was like 6 to 5 years old. You know, gaming is really the passion of my life. It's my favorite hobby since very young. And when I remember that the first time I've seen Sweet Baby, I have ever heard about Sweet Baby and seen the website. It was when Sony released God of War Ragnarok. Um,
Yep.
I gotta be honest. I've never been a huge fan of the God of War reboot like since 2018. I do love the classic ones, from the PlayStation 2 and also PlayStation 3 era. And I noticed that Kratos has been, how can I say, softened, let's put it that way. And I found it pretty, that's strange. That doesn't make sense. And I don't remember exactly how, but I do remember that I ended up seeing the Sweet Baby Inc. website, and I started, I noticed what they were about like instantly, and I started following them, taking notes on their steps. And when they released, I mean, I followed them. I saw what they did with Spider-Man 2, for example, and when they recently released, Rocksteady recently released Suicide, the last Suicide Squad game, and I've seen many people like angry at it, complaining about how they treated the characters, how they were treating, the legacy, especially Batman, like the way Batman. I mean, sorry for the spoilers, but Batman dies in this game, like the Arkham trilogy Batman, and that was like, okay, I gotta maybe I can do something about it. And I remember that I was following a another Steam creator page called the Nouveau Games. It does the same thing that mine does, but for the Nouveau, that games that has the Nouveau. And I just thought to myself, maybe imagine if someone did the same thing, but for Sweet Baby games. And I did it. I just like I said earlier, I just Googled how to create a creator page and just made the first logo on Paint, and that's it. That's my inspiration.
So I've got a couple of questions real quick.
Okay.
First one is, it seems to me that all you did was post information that was already publicly available. Is that correct?
That's what I am doing to this date. Every single proof that I post on my creator page are public information. I'm just sharing public information. You're totally right on this one.
So then the follow up to that, and then I'll be done with mine. Were you shocked that reposting public information that this company or organization did not seem to be hiding, they actually promoted it? It was their portfolio. Were you shocked that you became a target because of that?
Well, I mean, kinda, because here in Brazil, we do have people like them. We do have this woke culture, this crazy progressives, the like extreme lefts, like far left guys. We do have those kind of people here, and they have the same, they do the same kind of stuff, with people here. So yeah, at first I was kind of, oh man, how did they discover about it? Why are they, how did this reach them? But I mean, a few days later, I just realized, like, man, I mean, that was pretty predictable. And yeah, I just, what most shocked me, what really did shock me is the fact that they tried to take my Steam account down. That I wasn't, expecting. That was a surprise for me.
I do have a question though. Like, they were monitoring you beforehand, because I saw one of your other interviews, right? They were monitoring your Steam group before this all blew out, right? They were actually really aware of it ahead of time, and it was until recently they started acting on it. And pretty much all you were doing was compiling a list the same way you would look at YouTube with the before you buy guy who does those videos for games. So you're pretty much giving a heads up of where I want to put my money in and not get ripped off at the same time, because you're pretty much being lectured.
Yes. I mean, it's kind of. I'm not sure if they were monitoring my list, but I mean, I think that as soon as they noticed my list, they talked about it. That's the way I see it. That's my perception. Is that something else that? Sorry, I'm not sure if I understood.
You pretty much compiled a list. Sorry, I should have talked slower, ADHD and stuff. You're pretty much compiling a list to keep gamers as well as buyers beware. The way we look at there's a YouTuber out there that has something called Before You Buy, and usually it's about new games and whether or not you want to purchase it or wait till it goes on sale. You're pretty much just doing the same thing. So more or less, people aren't going to spend almost up to $100 now for a game and realize I just wasted it spending. Also, depending on what services and if their refund practices will actually let you have it back. Like Steam has the 2-hour, other places do not. So you're pretty much doing a benefit to us as a consumer, and they don't like it.
Yes, exactly. I always say that this is about consumer awareness. This is about just letting people know about their games that they are putting their money into. I always like to make this analogy. For example, let's say you are allergic to peanuts. You have to know when you are, let's say you are trying to buy a Snickers chocolate bar. You have to know if there's peanut inside there. It's information, and I think that's the same thing goes for games. I think that it would be awesome if we had, if we could easily know everyone that was involved with a game that we are interested in. That's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah,
Just
instead
bring
of, in this
information.
case, this is a Snickers bar that might have crap in it. So instead of peanuts, but
This is floating in the pool before we wrapped it. Yes.
right. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.